scalato il Monginevro e il Sestrières l'affretta ora con la sua conca smaltata di narcisi. Ormai...
L'aigle vole maintenant vers son aire. Ses compatriotes lui réservent un accueil plus que chaleureux. Depuis entre vivant dans la légende du Tour de France. Encore la dure rampe de Sestrières et c'est la foule hurlante à la gloire de son idole.
Tegen zijn lichte tred heeft niemand een antwoord. Paul gaat alleen naar boven. Zelfs Hugo kan daar niet tegenop. In de achterhoede heeft Pershing zijn derde plaats al lang verloren. Is deze klim nog te kort? 2000 meter is nog te weinig, want hier in de Alpen is zijn terrein. In Sestrières heeft de koning van de Alpen een kroon weer op. Alleen passeert hij de col de Sestrières. Met meer dan 4 minuten voorsprong.
Bij de bestijging van de Sestrières had Charlie Gaulle de leiding. Met een voorsprong van 3 minuten op het peloton bedwong hij deze derde hoge berg van de etappe. Een etappe waarin...
Voici le peloton de la montée de Sestrières, col de première catégorie, 2030 mètres d'altitude, 12 km et demi d'ascension, mais surtout les 5 derniers sont difficiles. On note déjà des lâchers, Molnars, Le Baube, Benet, De Wolf. Alors qu'on est en vue de Sestrières, on apprend que Casala et Monty ont également été distancés, puis le Belge Van Koningslo, qui ce soir sera éliminé. Au sommet, avant la plongée sur Pinerolo, Jiménez et Bitossi se disputent un sprint pour la première place. C'est Bitossi qui a démarré le premier. Il a tenté de surprendre Jiménez, qui est son grand rival au Giro d'Italia. Mais Jiménez ne s'en laisse pas compter. Il repasse Bitossi et nettement l'emporte sous la banderole du Grand Prix de la Montagne. Deuxième Bitossi, puis viennent ensuite Galera, Gonzalez et le peloton.
Colle del Sestriere che ha chiesto anche una tappa giustamente per il Tour de France del prossimo anno, ma Edoardo Ciosas allo sprint, Chiappucci alle sue spalle. Ciosas vince, secondo Chiappucci a 1 secondo, a 3 secondi le carrette.
L'Italien rame, mais il sait encore nager. Et devant une foule extraordinaire, même les motards ont du mal à le protéger. Chiappucci campionissimo à la manière de Fausto Coppi, Maman Chiappucci.
Un Indurain qui n'a plus que le laisser filer, impuissant devant un tel tempérament de feu.
El suizo Pascal Richard, que se ha ganado por derecho propio ser el líder de la montaña, la maglia verde, Michele Copolilo, que hasta el último momento ha luchado como el que más. El francés Gerard Rouet, el compañero de Miguel Indurain, y Andrea Curato. Estos 4 hombres, todo parece indicar que se van a disputar el final de etapa. Cuando vemos ahí
la legión española, estamos viendo.
No, nosotros, perdón, para no liarnos, nosotros estamos viendo imágenes.
Well, Bjarne restarted the day 43 seconds away from yellow. The last time check we got, his lead was up to 50 seconds. If he continues this progress, there's no time bonuses now at the finishing line. It means he would indeed be the yellow jersey. I think, Verzin sat up there as if he to say, I've had enough of this. You either help me or we'll all lose the race. And I think that's the answer, because he's got back in the saddle. I thought he was blowing up, but he's got back in and fallen in behind Abraham Olano. But the speed here now of Bjarne Riis being driven on by the thought he could be in yellow. That would be a great triumph for the Danish champion as well. He's under the 5 kilometres banner now. So Rees is a rider who knows he's on a mission. He promised his team he would do his best to win the Tour de France if they gave him a 100% commitment. They did, and now it's down to him. 49 seconds the gap. So it's holding. At the moment, he's in yellow by 6 seconds. Evgeny Berzin hasn't lost it yet, because normally one goes quicker towards the finish. They're under the 5-kilometre banner. Olano now having to help Berzin because he's realised the danger of the great escape here by the Danish rider. Rees, who came to his first Tour de France in 1989. We didn't really notice him. He finished 95th overall. He never finished the Tour in 1990, and he was 107th in 1991. And then his whole career changed direction. He missed the Tour in 92. When he came back in 1993, he won a stage. He was briefly the King of the Mountains leader. Indurain at the front. Lutenberger back in the pack. The gap is enough now to give Bjorn Rees the yellow jersey. Indurain trying to take control of affairs again, 2 days after he hit the wall at Les Arcs. Well, we've come round the snow today, and Indurain hasn't got anything like the clothing on he had on his climb to Les Arcs. No gloves either. And perhaps he's feeling that little bit better. Everybody's gone to Luc Leblanc, but here's the man who's won the day. He's led since the lower slopes of Mont Ginevra. A climb which, by the way, was used in the Giro d'Italia this year as well. And now the Dane Bjorn Rees comes to the line for the stage victory. And Bjorn Rees last won a stage of the Tour de France at Albi in 1994, at Chalon-sur-Marne in 93, and now Sestrières in 96. Watch the clock. Luc Leblanc will get second place. And Leblanc, well, will he get second place? Because, in fact, Richard Virenque is closing in very quickly on him. Leblanc is just about flat out for the line. Yes, he will. Leblanc gets second place. The time saying he's 24 seconds down, about 26 seconds back to Virenque. And then comes Rominger, just pipping Indurain to the line. And then the rest are following. Udo Bolts being challenged by Frédéric Escartine. We are still waiting for the arrival of the Maillot Jaune. And looking down the road there, it is not in sight. Oh, here he comes. Almost a minute has gone by as the Maillot Jaune of Evgeny Berzin comes into sight. And Bjorn Rees can now wash his face and get ready for his yellow jersey, because the Russian rider has lost it today to Bjorn Rees of Denmark. He's losing time, but maybe not enough time to cost him second place overall. As he comes up to the line, he is going to finish. Look at the time for the stage, 1 hour.
Armstrong, let's not forget, Johan Bruneel has been a great tactician over the first week of this tour.
But really, he's got to be surprised by the riding of Armstrong, and he must be worried too that this man is giving away too much energy with the Pyrenees still to come and the final time trial. He's looking at 2 weeks in yellow at this point. And now look at him, he's lifted the pace again. Gotti is in trouble, and Escartine isn't looking too happy either.
Gotti couldn't stay on the wheel of Lance Armstrong, and it was up to Fernando Escartine to respond. He's losing 2 or 3 bike lengths there, but that's not a problem. He's going to close it down on Lance Armstrong because he is a fantastic climber. But in fact, Armstrong looking over his shoulder, he's seen he's got the gap and he's going to keep going.
I think you're absolutely right. And in fact, Armstrong here is just lifting his pace, and he's just riding 3 of the finest climbers in the world off his wheel, and he's jumped out of the saddle. He's suddenly accelerated, and look at the gap.
Well, he couldn't believe it. He looked over his shoulder and saw that he had a gap. He could see that they weren't responding to him. And that's when he got out of the saddle. That's when the attack came. He already had 10 lengths advantage. This is phenomenal. He's out of the saddle, pushing it home now. And this is when he's really got to stick the knife into the wound and go for it to the summit of this climb. The first day in the mountains come down with a big hammer on the head of the climbers.
Well, Armstrong came to the Tour de France as an outsider, possibly to finish well up. But now he really is looking like the possible winner of the Tour de France here. He's won both time trials. He's now heading up to a likely victory here at Sestrières. If you can win the time trials and you win the mountains, well, there's not much left but to win the Tour de France. And here's Sestrières. There's the finishing line up there. He has ridden these riders off his wheel. Further down now, Richard Virenque, the new leader in the King of the Mountains.
An epic performance here by Lance Armstrong after winning the time trial and coming back on the first day in the mountains with the yellow jersey and riding so dominantly. I can't remember the last time I saw a yellow jersey ride like that.
Well, this man is now proving to be quite unbelievable here. because he's broken clear of everybody. He's eliminated them one by one on the mountains of the Alps today, over some of the classic mountains of this race. He's now in the last kilometre of 213.5 kilometres today, and he could well now be the winner at Sestrières. I do not see anybody coming back. He's 25 seconds ahead of Alex Zülle.
And the most important thing for Armstrong today is he's opening up time gaps again on every one of his challenges. Not only did he put a big time gap between himself and them on the time trial stage, but he's doing it in the mountains as well. And that's what you need to do if you're going to go forward and win the Tour de France. But Armstrong is concentrated now. It's exactly the same face he had in the time trial just a couple of days ago, Phil. He's riding up to the summit of this mountain all on his own, no help from anyone, as quickly as he can.
He knows that with every turn of those pedals, he is going to an even bigger lead in the Tour de France, because Christophe Moreau has been dropped and is minutes behind now. Alano, who was third overall, is also behind and losing, ending up to 4 minutes. So this has been an incredible ride by him.
Serious gaps. Very shortly he will get right into the town of Sestrières, and for the first time since the valley, the road will flatten out a little bit and he will get a chance to breathe a little bit more freely, because then he will know that he's going to get the stage victory and increase his lead. The stars and stripes, they're all over France and Italy now, Phil, because this man is starting to get himself a pretty serious following.
But it's a long time since it flew for the leader on the yellow jersey of the Tour de France, and now it's flying for Lance Armstrong. This incredible fairy tale for him as he now pounds the road of Sestrières to an increase in his overall lead in the Tour de France. Armstrong has ridden brilliantly as he comes up towards the line. The rain has started to come down again. It's been off, on, off all day, but Lance Armstrong isn't going to worry about this, because his day is almost done as he races into the Italian village of Sestrières, where some of the great champions have won here in the past. But this man has got to be one of the greatest now. He looks over his shoulder. He will see no one. Zülle is around about 30 seconds behind. He does up the zip on his maillot jaune, and he's going to feel very safe tonight, even though we have a really tough day to Alpe d'Huez tomorrow in the mountains. Armstrong now has destroyed the field. He has spread them across the mountain by the best part of an hour today. A number of riders have given up, and the arms go up in salute. Lance Armstrong looks to the sky, no doubt in memory of his friend Casatelli, who died in the...
Eso es algo muy importante, le quedan muy poquitos metros ya a Garzelli para finalizar su participación aquí en el Giro de Italia. Observen que él es ya el gran centro de atención en estos momentos aquí en la contrarreloj de Sestrières. El tiempo que va a realizar Garzelli, y recuerden que solo tendrá 25 segundos de margen Francesco Casagrande para batir a Stefano Garzelli, cosa realmente improbable. A dos kilómetros de la línea de meta pierde 1.28 sobre Stefano Garzelli, así que este hombre es ya el ganador del Giro de Italia. El último esfuerzo para Stefano Garzelli, el corredor del conjunto Mercatone, que va a relevar al corredor a su compañero de equipo Marco Pantani como ganador del Giro, a pesar de que el año pasado fuera Gotti lógicamente el ganador. 1 hora, 1 minuto, 6 segundos. Fuerza también, y era mejor corredor que ellos. Ha aguantado ahí hasta el final, ha luchado hasta el final, y incluso ayer encontró la grandísima colaboración de Marco Pantani, porque yo insisto en que me hubiera gustado ver qué pasaba ayer si Pantani no llega a entrar en la lucha de la carrera.
Bueno, sobre todo lo que respecta a Gilberto Simoni, ¿no? Respecto a Casagrande y Garzelli, ya vimos cómo estaban los dos en un momento de forma y de fuerza. Es muy parejo, y era muy complicado que entre ellos dos consiguiesen marcharse, ¿no?
1 hora 3:04 tiene que hacer para mantener ahí. Va a estar justita la cosa, puede conseguirlo, pero tiene que pedalear mucho ahí hasta el final,
Sí.
Pobre Casagrande, tiene que lucharlo hasta el final ahí, Le quedan 14 segundos, tiene que hacer un esfuerzo, lo va a conseguir, pero va a hacer un gran esfuerzo hasta el último momento, lo va a conseguir. Acaba con 1 hora 2:50.
Che perlomeno trova un po' di conforto nel vento favorevole.
Eccolo qua, Stefano Garzelli.
Siamo di nuovo in diretta anche su Rai 3, bentornati i nostri telespettatori. Stefano Garzelli è in vista del Gran Premio della Montagna del Colle di Sestrières, 2035 metri.
Sestrières. It was Rowan Dennis pacing Theo Geoghegan-Hart, with Jai Hindley starting the day second overall, looking at an opportunity to move up and into the lead overall. Wilco Kelderman would finish the day over 1.5 minutes back. Jai Hindley attempting to attack and put time into Theo Geoghegan-Hart, his rival. They would end the day level on time, Hindley ahead by just fractions. Theo Geoghegan-Hart able to resist all of those attacks from his young Australian rival. In the finishing sprint, it was Geoghegan-Hart that had the legs to carry off a second stage victory of the race.